Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. I'm wearing a cap, but the cap in this instance does not signify an unboxing. If I can show you on here, I don't know if you can see because it's a little bit a dark lettering on a dark background. Anyway, that says Rapha. And why does it say Rapha? Well, we need to talk about Rapha 500. Now, if you don't know what Rapha 500 is, it is a challenge on the bike where you ride 500 kilometres. Yes, it's very much a European thing. It's not a British invention. You ride 500 kilometres between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve inclusive. And then you put it up on Strava and everybody sees what an amazing cyclist you are to go out in the bad weather during that period over Christmas. And that is Rapha 500. Now, I was one of the first people to do Rapha 500 back in 1978. Yes, so 42 years I've been doing Rapha 500. It wasn't called Rapha 500 then, it was called Rapha 10. But from small beginnings, mighty acorns shall grow. And that is what it has grown into these days, the behemoth that is Rapha 500. But I am here to give you a few reasons why I think this year, 2020, is the year that you don't do Rapha 500. Now, reason number one, in previous years, one of the things about Rapha 500 was you got a badge. You got one of those woven roundels. You know those badges you used to get when you were in the Scouts or when you went on holiday and you did your interrailing around Europe, and then you got a badge and you sewed it onto your rucksack or your school satchel or whatever it was. So you used to be able to get. And if you look around my garage, you will see the 42 Rapha 500 badges that I have garnered over the years, because I've stuck them on the walls of my garage. I haven't put them on my satchel. But for this year, for some reason, there is no badge, and therefore there is no visible symbol that you can show everybody on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all your other dreary social media platforms that you, yes you, alone amongst everyone else in your friendship group, achieved Rapha 500. So that's the first reason not to do it. The other reason, or the next reason, is, let's be honest, everybody hates Rapha, and everybody hates people who wear Rapha. Now, I've been wearing Rapha since 1978, and I am the first. In fact, I even got a certificate from Simon Mottram himself saying I was the first Rapha wanker. I wanted to be the seventh Rapha wanker, so I could say Rapha wanker Julian 007, but I couldn't. I was the first. Somebody had to be. And over the years, have I suffered in my Rapha wankerdom as people have cycled past me and said, look at that tosser in all his Rapha kit. He's got the cargo shorts. Yes, I was the first person in the country to get a pair of Rapha bib shorts that you could fill the pockets with so you could hardly move. And I had wind jackets and rain jackets. I've had 17 caps. I've had all the accessories, the books and magazines. I even have a collection of catalogues. Can you imagine that? I put them up for sale on Rapha. On Rapha. Put them up for sale on eBay. Didn't get a single bid, but they're still available if you want to contact me. Make a note in the comments down below. So, everybody hates Rapha, everybody hates people who wear Rapha, everybody hates everything about Rapha, including Rapha 500, so don't do it. Reason number three is Wout van Aert in not doing Rapha 500. Primož Roglič isn't doing Rapha 500. And Mathieu van der Poel isn't doing Rapha 500. Julian Alaphilippe, Peter Sagan? Remember him? He used to be quite a good cyclist. He's not doing Rapha 500. Tom Dumoulin is doing Rapha 500, but I think we can forget about him. So Wout van Aert, the world's greatest cyclist who's ever been seen, and in 1562, when Leonardo da Vinci first sketched the representation of a bicycle in his notebook in Florence, the person riding it bears an uncanny resemblance to Wout van Aert. And in fact, Nostradamus, the great French prophecy predicted in one of his quatrains. And one day in the future, a cyclist will come, a Belgian be his name, and win everything forevermore. And that is a clear prediction that it's Wout van Aert. So if he ain't doing it and all those other cyclists ain't doing it, why are you doing it? Why do you think you're better than them? You're not better than them. Don't do Rapha 500. Now the next reason is, in the previous years, the 42 years that I've been doing it, one of the things about it was you demonstrated to all your friends and your Strava followers, and you got kudos from everyone because you went out in the cold and the rain and the snow and the wind, and you went out between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. You demonstrated that you had nothing else to do and no significant other to spend your time with, so that you went out, you showed what a hardy Flandrian you were riding those slushy, icy streets. But now, in 2020, in their wisdom, you can do it on a turbo. A turbo, for Christ's sakes. So you go in your nice warm garage in your special Assos turbo shorts and your Rapha turbo top, and you put Radio 2 on and you listen to your greatest hits collections of Christopher and Genesis and George Michael, and there you are, you pound out the miles on your dainty little Swift platform. That's not Rapha 500, that's not real cycling, that's not suffering like back in the day we used to cycle. That's for kids, that's not for real cyclists. So they cheapened it, they've destroyed it, they've ruined it. Now if you're going to cheapen Rapha 500, why not do the new, better, cheaper, shorter, little 500, 300 kilometres, and in fact they've done a version for the British market and they've called it the Little 150 Miles. So in the same period, Christmas Eve to New Year's Eve, you do the Little 150 Miles and they're giving you a badge. It's not quite as nice as a woven badge, it's a paper badge and you have to get it from a pallet, but what does that matter? It's a badge. It says Little 500. It shows you achieved something in this worst of all years, this annus horribilis, as the Queen said when she completed Rapha 500 for the first time. So you get the Little 150 badge. Do it better, do it cheaper, do it quicker. The next reason is that loads of people will start doing Rapha 500 at 1 minute past Christmas Eve, and they will have done their 500 kilometres before you even wake up. So they've got there before you. Or they will have Everested it. They would have done the whole thing on a turbo in a single ride, 14 hours, I think it is, or something. They'll be raising money for charity, so you'll get one of those endless emails in your inbox saying, oh, I'm doing Rapha 500 for charity. Would you like to go to my Just Giving page and contribute £10 or £20 plus £4.50 for Just Giving for even processing the stuff? So I'm going to do something that I want to do, but you're going to pay for it. Yes, the great charity ride rip-off. By the way, I'm thinking of going to Girona in April, but I'm doing it for charity. So if you'd like to pay me the money, I can do it for free. So they've got there before you. They've done it better than you, they've done it quicker than you, they've done it sooner than you, they've done it in more snow than you, they've done it in colder weather than you, they've done more elevation than you, they've done it on gravel, they've done it in peat bogs. A boy at my school called peat bogs. So they've got there before you. So why do it? Because they've finished it first. There's a pregnant pause there. There's a reason for that pregnant pause. I wasn't checking my notes. No, I wasn't checking my notes. It's because I wanted to leave a suitable gap before I went on for the next one. Lance Armstrong. Do you remember Lance Armstrong? The world's greatest cyclist since Wout van Aert came along. And the hubris, is it hubris or is it the ball of the man when they said to him in that Nike advert, what are you on? And he said, I'm on my bike. I'm on my bike every day, pounding out the miles. I'm there on Christmas Day. So you think I'm going to be a Lance Armstrong. I'm going to be on my bike on Christmas Day, pounding out the miles to do Rapha 500. I remember that great documentary where there was Lance. This was the year he did it on the turbo, and he was in his garage and he was hooked up to a blood transfusion unit, and he had people beside him giving him injections, and he was swallowing EPO and testosterone like there was no tomorrow, and almost there wasn't, just so that he could do Rapha 500 in half the time of everybody else. So you're not Lance Armstrong. You don't have to be out on your bike on Christmas Day, because that brings me to my final reason, and the most important reason of all. Nobody cares. You think you're going to do Rapha 500 and you're going to put it on Strava and you're going to harvest more kudos than everybody else. You're going to harvest more comments than everybody else. But let me let you into a secret. Nobody cares. Rapha 500 is so last year. It's been going for 42 years. It's time for a rest. It's like Graham Norton on Radio 2. Give it up, man. Give it up. Go and do something else and give up your chat show at the same time. So it's been done and nobody cares. But, I know some of you are watching this video, if you've got this far, and you've said to yourself, oh, Julian, don't be such a curmudgeon-y old fool. For one moment, you miserable boomer, for one video, could you not at least have said something nice about the Brexit or the performance of the Conservative government? Or could you not, for one moment, just give Michael Gove the slightest compliment and be pleasant? No. But for you people who want some good cheer in this dark time, if you complete Rapha 500 outside, not on the turbo, and you post it on Strava, and you put a link to it in the comments down below so I can check it, because I don't trust you people, I will send you one of Julian's very rare and very collectible Nobody Cares virtual badges. And you can pin it to your back, you can pin it to your satchel, you can pin it to your turbo, you can pin it to your Rapha outfit, and as you cycle along and everybody passes you, they will look at it and they will say as they pass with that supercilious little smirk on their face, nobody cares. You may know that my videos raise money for the Vine Food Bank, which is in Croydon in the United Kingdom. So every time you sit through one of my dreary, miserable, curmudgeonly monologues, you are raising money for people less fortunate than yourself. So it's in a good cause. So if you like my videos, and even if you don't like my videos, why don't you leave a comment down below, preferably not along the lines of, why don't you come to Devon or Lincolnshire or Yorkshire or Venezuela or Canada or Romania or Japan or Australia? We have miles of gravel roads, and by the way, I think the gravel bike sits neatly between the mountain bike on the one side and the road bike on the other and gives you the best of both worlds. Don't leave any more comments like that. Please leave a witty comment, ask a question, and I'll promise to answer it. But hit that like button, hit that don't like button if you want. Hit the notification bell so you hear when I upload a new video for your delectation. And subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe as well, because there are more videos coming. I don't know when, I don't know what they'll be, I don't know what the subject is. There is no plan. Just like our current government, there is no plan. The future will take care of itself. Que sera, sera. There was a girl at my school called Que sera. If I don't see you again, have a great Christmas. I hope 2021 is better for you than 2020. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.